Here's another one of those placeholder issues. When we start relating things, once we start, once we have a semi taxonomy, not really vetted yet, but we have an understanding of what it's eventually going to look like and what the parameters are. We can start making comparisons, just do a standard compare and contrast. And one of the issues we focused on recently was the concept of decision making in a centralized or distributive way. Centralized being command structure, Marxism, and its derivatives, and distributed being kind of the free market capitalist version. And we've been watching the development of our taxonomies and watching how things changed over the 20th century. Blinding insight, some of this stuff. But one of the things that falls out that's relevant to now is the link between not wanting to make decisions, which is childish, and wanting to have the nanny state, the command-driven economy, make the decisions for you with regulations, which are surrogates for ownership. The issue, and we've got to look at it in terms of parent-child, I suppose, at least to start, is childishness being not wanting to make decisions. The appeal of socialism is you don't have to make decisions, the nanny state makes them for you. And all you have to do is be a critic. Bad mommy makes all the decisions and she's bad. That kind of thing. Instead of the old treehouse thing. Kids have moods, right? Have we looked at this in terms of, standard kiddie moods? Anyways, decision making and childishness. That's a current goldmine set of comparisons, I would imagine. I'm going to upload this. Enjoy. Oh my word, look at bad daddy. He's so bad, that daddy. Daddy's bad. It starts to get easier and funnier when we build up a head of steam. I decided to add this later and re-upload the thing. So this is the re-edit that you're looking at now. If you look at Marxist Utopianism, from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Basically a bunch of people who figure out what to do and do it and get what they need in order to do it. There are decisions that need to be made in such an environment. Decisions of production, distribution, this and that. That's not just a fit-in kind of thing. But if you assume the utopia works within the industrialized and agricultural economies kind of envisaged a bit by Marx, then you realize that there are a bunch of decisions that are assumed to be made, and there's a giant J factor, as in a big sinkhole, now that we have to use that to avoid connotations we don't want to trigger by using the old term, which had nothing to do with anything, just it's an astronomical term. Unbelievable. That's how tongue-tied we are these days in explaining things. So we use sinkhole. Anyway, there's a giant sinkhole where decisions kind of get made by osmosis and automatically. And what those decisions are, it ends up being some kind of central authority somewhere. Is that in the collective unconscious in Marxist utopia? We don't even think about it, right? But all the philosophy is built on top of the J factor. And if you look at somebody saying, I'm the boss, I'm mommy, or I'm daddy, you know where I'm going with this. Enjoy.